Hi, everyone. It's Melanie here from the Halton Hills Chamber of Commerce, and we're coming at you today with another new member spotlight today. So I'm joined today by Jennine, who's with the I Have Resolve Foundation, and they're a fairly new chamber member. And I'm coming at this kind of blind as well. Jennine, welcome to our member spotlight and to the chamber. Can you tell
Thank
us
you.
a little bit about your foundation? I've seen you on social media, I've heard your name around town, but you have a really unique backstory.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you for inviting me for this conversation, Melanie. We are a fairly new charity to Halton Hills, Georgetown. We registered. Really, my story is a personal story in that we started the I Have Resolve Foundation after the loss of our son. And in losing our son, Jason, after he passed away, my thought was, I want to make a difference. And I want to make a difference. And I knew I couldn't do a lot. There's so many excellent charities in regard to muscular dystrophy, which was what he had. But I wanted to focus on the person, who he was. And in that, it was all about inclusion. What did Jason miss out on in life? It was like those friendships, those kids reaching out, the ability to go to a party. And it was really like my goal was to tackle isolation for kids, for adults. And it was really, okay, this is what we can do. And then when the pandemic hit, it was like, this is our opportunity. We're home so much. We started the application to become a registered official charity, and that's kind of how we started. And we started with the kids. It actually started with a gaming marathon for a number of hockey kids and grew from there. And we raised money for a wheelchair swing was our very first larger endeavor. And then since we've raised funds for a service dog for somebody in the Georgetown area, another wheelchair swing, social groups for kids to get out and really kind of enable connections. It's what we're all about.
I love that so much. You took what I'm sure is probably the most painful thing that any person would have to go to, and you've turned it into, a really beautiful opportunity for other kids and other people. So, and it's that hidden stuff that we never think about, right? Especially if you're not facing, medically complex issues or accessibility issues. I see those wheelchair swings around all the time, and it just brings me so much joy. Because I think how great for their parents too, to be able to have their kid do something completely in line with what other kids do.
It's so true. And initially, where we thought about the wheelchair swing, and this was the goal of the group of kids, it was a wheelchair swing so that the child in the wheelchair could participate. And then it became, but they're all by themselves. And that's not
Mm,
our goal either. So then, and this was not a purchase it was for actually a child who was up in Barrie.
mhm.
And the city of Barrie ended up purchasing a Wii swing. So it was where multiple kids could play. And
Oh,
that's the whole idea of interaction. And it's
yeah.
been just so nice like that as we've grown, because as the Cedarville Park renovation has kind of um, gone under kind of some investigation, or what should we do and what kind of
Sure.
inclusive aspects. They've reached out to our foundation and asked for ideas, and I reached out to the community, and then we just got a whole list of different ideas from different folks in terms of, this is what I'd like to see for my child, and this, it's missing this, and you know what, why are there wood chips on the floor? There's so many different things, right?
Right. Yeah, that you don't even think about. So that's great. Can you tell us a little bit? So I've seen you on social media, and I've seen the work that you've done in town, through Center Stage, for example, and
They're wonderful.
the support they've given you. I'm really intrigued by the rose that you created for your foundation. Can you tell me a little bit about that and what led to that?
So the road, it actually started with a friend who Father's Day. It was really our first Father's Day without Jason, and a friend had reached out to this person in Vancouver who grew roses, and she did an initial purchase on our behalf, and we from there took it and have developed it. It's been registered with the American Rose Association,
Oh,
and we've named it like it's an inclusive rose. So really we've grown it from kind of the growers Palatine Nurseries, Fruit and Roses out in Niagara. And we've grown it from just, they had 30 for us the first year, then they had 50. This year they had almost 200 roses for us, which we were so excited to get. And we've just kind of spread that. So many of our friends, our family, and then what became exciting was it was people who heard about us. Can I have a rose? I'd like to buy a rose. So it's all supporting towards the cause, because we don't keep any of that for ourselves. It's all towards an inclusive aspect, whether it's a modified bike or something that we're doing in a social opportunity for somebody to participate in the community. It's part of our fundraising. But for us, it's like this beautiful piece. Actually, the rose is behind me. I've
Yeah, I
taken
noticed that.
pictures.
Yeah.
It's this beautiful part that no rose is the same and neither is a person, that
Yeah.
everyone's unique in their own way. And that's kind of what we've grown in promoting our rose as well. It's
Yeah.
just so special to us.
So great. And then you have your field day. I've seen that all over. So you're doing a great job on social media.
Thank
So
you.
tell me about the field day and how does that work into your mandate?
Well, we're excited about Field Day. It's a no cost event. So we're hoping that any and all come out. We are designing games that are inclusive for everyone. We're all about inclusivity. And so it's gaming, it's getting to know people, it's come out and join us. We have hot dogs planned. We have a few donations that have been provided to us that we're able to share back with anybody who comes, but it's all about having fun, getting out of your house and really enjoying yourself. And that's what we want to do, whether it's a family, a person. And when I talk about disability, my son had a physical disability, but we immediately said it's not just physical, it's any type of disability or any type of concern where somebody's feeling socially isolated. That's where we just want to include. So our field day idea was about what can we do for the community where it's everybody's just coming out and having a good time. And it's really not about fundraising, it's about social
Mhm.
interaction.
So
Yeah.
I guess, what I would ask you, as a fairly new, charity foundation that might be new to people, how can we help? If we were to take action, today, what's going to help you? Is it donations? Is it awareness? Is it both? Where can we support you?
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be part of the chamber community, and really first and foremost, we're registered under CRA as education. So our first mandate is to promote inclusion, kind of really get people to understand what that is. I started this back in 2013. Before inclusion and all of the aspects that have started with inclusion have kind of grown, which I think is so wonderful. But so it's really the awareness, fundraising for sure, and donations, because we are always looking to where do we spend our next dollar and who can we help is what our goals are, but also volunteers. So we're really starting to try to do some external events. So if anybody does want to volunteer for our foundation, we'd be happy to talk to anybody who'd like to learn about us. So honestly, it for us, it's like we're here, we are in Georgetown, and we're excited for people to know us. So part of my background was when we first started the I Have Resolve Foundation, I was working full time for another company. And last November, I let that go because I was like, in order to make this a thing and to grow the I Have Resolve Foundation and really promote inclusion and make a difference for persons with disabilities, I need to invest my energy, and that's what I'm doing.
Well, I can tell for sure you're making a difference. The passion behind, just your story, but also how you want to make the world a better place for others is just so inspiring. And I'm so happy that you joined the chamber. These are the stories that we love to share. When you're at the grocery store, you never know who you're standing next to. And we have such an incredible community of people that are motivated and that really just want to make Halton Hills a better place. I have one final
I
question
agree.
for you. What's your next project? So what are you funding next?
So we just funded another circuit machine, which is a crafting machine for for community living North Halton, which was
Wow.
exciting. They're making t-shirts, they're
Yeah.
making mugs. So our next project, which we're kind of in the middle of actually, is we're doing an inclusion learning and funding the facilitator who's doing inclusion learning for the Norval United Camp. So that has been something that's really close to our heart, because all of the counselors and directors are being trained on how to reach out. It's never about bullying. It's about
Mm,
often kids don't know what to say, how to
right.
approach,
Yeah.
and that's where you get somebody to kind of help teach and really educate on, this is how you can kind of
Mm.
help this person through that, or whatever it might be. So that's what we're working on right now. We have lots of more ideas for the fall as well.
I love it. Well, I can't wait to meet you in person. I think you are going to do great things in our community. So thanks so much for joining. We're going to include all of your contact information in the comments so that if
Thank
people
you.
want to get in touch regarding, whether it be a donation, I'm sure you could always use some door prizes for the field day and then volunteers for
Absolutely.
sure. Yeah,
Well,
excellent.
thank you
So
so much, Melanie.
you're so welcome. Welcome to the chamber and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.